I was originally going to title this video, Is Battlebit Remastered Worth It? And then I thought to myself, what a stupid question. Just look at this. We've got 6 classes, 76 attachments for weapon customization, 39 weapons, 17 unique destructible maps, including a shooting range, 200 ranks and a prestige system, community servers, construction, VoIP, and 8 different game modes. Now, if you look at all of that together, that comes with Battlebit Remastered for £15, and you have spent any money on any AAA shooter in the last 5 years, you tell me if you really think that that is worth it. Now, I will go into a few different things in this video about whether or not I think that this game is worth it. Spoiler alert, I think it is worth way more than the £15 that they are asking if you are willing to overlook a few little things. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that just today, Battlebit, a game that has been made by 3 developers, topped the Steam charts. That is absolutely insane for such a small indie development team, and I think it speaks volumes about the quality and the quantity of what you are getting with this package. Now, as I mentioned, there are a few things that might have to be overlooked when you're purchasing this game. And let's be honest, the elephant in the room is going to be the graphics. I understand, for some people, these graphics are going to be a hard no. They're going to be a hard pass. And some people are just going to say it's Battlefield in Roblox, which just is not the case. But I do understand that, and I just want to say that even if you have watched some gameplay and you're not sure about it because you don't think you can look past the graphics, I was in the same boat as you. I didn't play any of the playtests, and I bought this game yesterday because I wanted to see how good it was, because to be honest, the trailers looked absolutely phenomenal, and my god, I'm so glad I did, because even though this looks like a game for children, this game has so much depth and so many little quirks and mechanics that is honestly such a more fulfilled experience than any Battlefield game that we have had probably since like Battlefield 1. The thing is, this low poly sort of stylized aesthetic that they've got has meant that they are able to do some very impressive things. First of all, 250 odd people on one server. That is absolutely insane. This is only made possible because of these graphics and because of this style. However, the fact that it's in these graphics doesn't take away from the mayhem, and it doesn't take away from the whole atmosphere of the game. When you're pinned down with like 15 other people and there's a tank down the road ready to turn you into the block version of hamburger meat, well, let me tell you, it doesn't feel any different from a game like Hell Let Loose, Squad, Battlefield. The same feelings are provoked, and if you are willing to look past these graphics, you are going to have such a good time. And on top of that, some other things that they're able to do because of these are things like dragging your friendlies into cover, or dragging enemies further away from cover so that they're not able to get revived by a teammate. This was something that was promised in Battlefield 5 a few years ago and was never implemented, and is such a game changer and really does lend itself to some awesome gameplay moments. And to be honest, it's actually quite a simple way that they're doing it. You're not even grabbing them because there's no animations because of these textures and these low graphics. But this means that you're able to do stuff like dragging your friendlies without it costing the development team loads of time and loads of money. And that's why we do have so many different maps and so many different game modes and guns and attachments. This game is honestly filled to the brim, and they have already said that they've got more maps, more weapons, more everything coming in the future. So many times in the last like 10 years, I've heard of games that have come out into early access, and you go to play them and they are buggy and unoptimized, and they have about as much content as what's in an anorexic chick's cupboard. But with Battlebit Remastered, you're paying just $15 for an absolutely astronomical amount of content. Now let's go into a little bit more about what Battlebit Remastered actually is. As you've probably already realized, it is a massive combined arms low poly shooter that has some sort of tactical shooter elements. And by that I mean it's got a fully fleshed out ballistic system, and then when you scroll through the guns that you want to use, it will tell you what their optimal range is, what the damage profile is, how quickly the damage is going to drop off over range, what the recoil stats are. All of this is given to you up front in the loadout screen, and everything works flawlessly. There's no clunky, hideous Hulu UI, looking at you Modern Warfare 2, and it's so simple to navigate and so easy to get your head around. Now, once you're actually in a game, it plays out very much like Battlefield. There's going to be helicopters, there's going to be tanks, there's going to be infantry. You yourself will be part of a squad with 7 other people. You'll be able to work together and take orders from your squad leader and synergize with your other squad mates, and you could have like a medic and some engineers that are going to hunt down the tanks, and then when they die, the medic can come out of nowhere and just drag them behind cover and revive them quickly. Everything in this game is so well thought out. And don't get me started on the gunplay. The gunplay is absolutely stellar. The guns are not arcade laser beams like you might see in Call of Duty. Instead, they feel really weighty and really punchy with decent recoil mechanics that actually feel rewarding when you are hitting targets over long distances and long ranges. There are lean mechanics and there are much more systems in this game that are more akin to sort of more tactical hardcore shooters than you might think. When I first picked up this game, I was running and gunning like it was Battlefield or COD, and that just isn't the way to play this game. Although it looks like something made for children, you really need to approach this as an adult, and that's one of the reasons why I want to just beg you guys to put your biases behind you and actually look past these low poly graphics. I promise you, if you don't give this game a go on graphics alone, you are going to be kicking yourself when this game actually blows up. Already, for a 3-man development team, this game in the last 24 hours has had like 34,000 concurrent players. That is absolutely huge for a game of this scale, and I foresee it only getting bigger. Once the bigger names start playing this and they realise it's actually the game that we've been wanting for years. If you're a Battlefield fan, if you're a Call of Duty fan, and you're absolutely sick to death of everything in the game being shit and broken apart from, oh yeah, microtransactions, then this is the game for you. They have already said multiple times that they are not going to be filling this game with crappy microtransactions throughout its lifespan. Instead, you can work towards unlocking new skins, unlocking new camouflages for your guns, working through each gun and getting all of the attachments that you need so that you can make like a standard M4 an absolute powerhouse. If you're into gun porn, my god, you're going to love this game because every gun has so much customization that is absolutely mind-boggling. And on top of that, all the other little mechanics that you've been wishing for from other games, like for example, in a helicopter, you can rappel out of the helicopter, and similarly, if a helicopter pilot is flying over you and you're in the middle of nowhere, they don't have to land the thing. They can drop a rope down, you can grab hold of the rope and ascend up that rope into the helicopter. The sandbox for Battlebit Remastered is unrivaled when it comes to anything else in this space. I was so excited for Battlefield 2042, and that game honestly fell so flat on its arse, but this game is everything that that game promised to be and so much more. The things that these 3 developers are doing with their tiny little budget are things that people like EA and DICE can only dream of doing, especially when you think of other Call of Duty ripoffs like Call of Duty's Ground War. That game has nothing on this, and I mean absolutely nothing. There is nothing you can do in Battlefield that you cannot do in Battlebit, and there is also an incredible amount more. Not to mention the fact that it's just plain damn fun, and I cannot wait to hop back in later tonight. But anyway, that's about it for today's video. I don't want to go on too long about it because I want you guys to go and spend that money and buy this game as soon as you can, because I promise you, you will not regret it. Anyway, that's it from me today. I'm Average Joel. Peace.